Hi, Ranju.
Once again, thank you so much for being here,
Thank
joining
you.
us. Thank you so
Boss,
much.
mine. First of all, I think after you started Pallikoodam, this is the first time I'm seeing you, I'm talking to you. So, congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so
Great,
much.
a great venture, especially coming from you, because you would be the best teacher. I know it.
Shweta, how have you been?
Good, good. How was Dylan? How's Ria?
Yeah,
How's
all
Rag?
doing great. All doing great.
Ria,
All
the
keep.
rock star. Waiting for her to, just put out her music.
Actually, talking about that, I think the first question that I really want to ask you is also something very similar. Of course, everybody knows Sujata Chechi, of course, a legend that we have today, who's given us so many beautiful hits. And I remember the first time I met you, out of the blue, like you came, like I like as if for me it felt like personally it felt like you were under a rock, living under a rock until then. Suddenly I saw you emerge out of nowhere, and I remember our first. Was it your first stage show that you, me, and of course the Deepak attended we did?
It was with you. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
you. Yeah, Sundari on the Parayu
Sundari on the
in
Parayu.
Kochi.
Yes, in
Yeah, it
Kochi.
was with you. Yes.
So I just
Oh,
remember, I remember seeing you
I
like
got the
suddenly.
nerve.
Yeah.
I
Suddenly
still remember
emerged.
that.
Yeah. Like suddenly I felt that you just came out of nowhere, and then you just took the whole place by storm, like amazing songs, amazing hits after hits, melodies
Is
after
it?
melodies. Yeah, I mean, so I really wonder, like, were you like really preparing for this whole thing? Like what's your learning really been? Because I know, of course, having a legendary, like having a mom, like a mom who's a legend in the scene, also did it add any kind of pressure, or did you learn really young? When did you really start learning music, and how was the early growing up days for you?
Yeah. So I always had a wish to sing because I have attended very few recordings of my ammas,
Okay.
but attend பண்ண recording எல்லாமே was very, what to say, it had a lot of impact on me because I watched her sing and how the song was being created, how the singer can add that extra magic and touch to the song. All this I
Yeah.
was watching, I was like, I had that fire in me. I want to do this. I want to do this.
Wow, wow, that's awesome.
uh, yeah, but yeah, at that time, um, that's when, till then, I used to not have interest in music.
Hmm.
I used to like, music na periya tolla, I have to take care of my voice. I can't go anywhere. I can't have ice cream with the other. My mom never used to go anywhere. She never used to hang out, nothing.
Hmm.
So for me, that was music, and I didn't want that. So
Hmm.
I'm okay. Let me just chill in life, and I don't want music. But then when I grew up, I'm not like Ria. Ria is so, and even now she's so young, but she still knows that's her line. That's so cool. I'm not like
Yeah.
that at all. So very late, late in life only, I started realizing the value of what I
Hmm.
have.
Okay.
And then I started learning, training my voice and all that.
But when did you start? Like, when did you start like serious music classes? Did you already learn from your
Ah,
mother, or from maybe
so
from somewhere outside?
serious music classes, I had learned my first beginning set of classes when I was in the fourth standard, because my mom knew that if she puts me very early on in life into music, then I would lose interest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she started my music classes. I used to learn piano when I started piano when I was the first standard, but only in
Wow.
the fourth standard I started learning Vai Patta under
Mm-hmm.
Ramamurthy Ram sir. Vani
Okay.
Jaramma, no?
Okay.
Vani Amma, sister's son, Ramamurthy,
Oh. Oh,
not
wow.
not around anymore. So
Okay.
he
Okay.
used to teach me her 2 years, and then my mom realized, okay, this
Mm.
girl is just not attending class. I never used to practice. I used to run when master used to come home. Ah, wait, something or the other. I have homework tomorrow's exam. That happened for 2 years, and then she said, okay, if you don't have interest, don't learn.
Mm.
Then no, I don't know. Music is not I'm not going to become a singer. No. Why should I waste my time like that?
Okay.
But, I really repent that decision now because I lost that childhood years in learning music, which could have taken me much, farther as far as knowledge is concerned,
Mm.
in that age, if I was learning, vocal music and piano and whatever little piano that I'm playing now, it is because of those 5-6 years that I have learned when I was a child. That's so. Yeah, I repent for that, and then later on, only after 10th standard, after I, went for culturals and all that, then only I
Yeah.
realized, I must improve my talent.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I joined. Everybody knows Bini Chechi, so I joined Bini Chechi, and then I've been continuing with her. That's when I start. So I'm a late starter learning, music. Only after the 11th I started learning.
Yeah. But I think you have no reasons to really repent, because I sometimes when I look at you, the kind of things that you really do right now, I think you're just making up for every lost time. It feels like that, because I don't know another. Frankly, I'll tell you, this is not something I'm just telling you because you're here. Frankly, I don't think I've seen another established singer who spends so much of time and energy like learning new things, like so devoted you are to the learning process. Maybe, yeah, it's probably because you've realized that, oh, I could have done this way earlier in life, and at least I want to do it from now on. But I see the intensity with which you're pursuing that whole training
You're
process.
realizing it because you're like that, and you also inspired me. I remember we both had this conversation together.
Uh-huh.
We want to have to play that guitar, man.
Yeah,
You like,
yeah.
I want to learn to play the guitar, and then you took it up from there and see how well you play now.
Yeah, I remember those conversations. Thanks to our Gurunadar, Alap Raju.
Gurunadar Alap.
Gurunadar Alap, because I think he inspired both of us, and I was also pleasantly excited whenever you sit on the piano and play and sing and all of that. Like it's a lot of
Kinda.
fun. I kind of feel you. Yeah, so I was saying, நிறைய பேர் they have this feeling that time இல்ல, and I've heard a lot of people say that. But with somebody like you, அதாவது சொன்ன மாதிரி recordings, shows எல்லாமே இருக்கு, but you give so much of importance to that process of learning. What is it like? Do you have any particular thing that kind of, I don't know, something that kind of puts you back in that process? Like, what is that real inspiration?
Like I mentioned to you, I was here purely for the passion of music. When I got into it, when I decided between MBA and music, when I took a year off to prepare for CAT and all that, and I had passed out Stella after doing my BCom, I had to get into an MBA college. That was the course set for me. But then, my heart was, மனசு கேட்கல. நான் இப்ப எம்பிஏக்கு போயிட்டு நான் என்ன பண்ண போறேன்? ஐயோ, அப்ப பாட்டு எல்லாரும் அம்மா எல்லாம் சொல்றாங்க, எம்பிஏ படிச்சுட்டு பாடலாமே, படிச்சுட்டு வேலை பண்ணிட்டே பாடலாமே. அதுக்குள்ள that 1 year, my friends who had already graduated out of MBA institutions, they were already in the second year of MBA, whatever. So they said we have more time for anything. They said singing and MBA and all won't work out. You choose one line. That's when Ashwin was also there in my life as a very good friend, and he also advised me. He said, listen, எல்லாத்துக்கும் 100% attention தேவை in life. Whichever profession you want, you need to give your 100% to blossom in it. So பண்ணிட்டு பாட்டு அதெல்லாம் you will not, I will be a jack of all trades, master of none, சொன்ன மாதிரி. I wanted to live a life in music, so I chose music purely for the passion of it. So அப்பவே எனக்கு people had advised me about a lot of things, industry, and I came in with a very level head. என்ன எனக்கு கத்துக்கணும், பாட்டுல இருக்கணும். I want to learn. And then I also had my idol who was the biggest inspiration for me, which is Dasa Mama. So I have watched him learning all the time.
Wow.
He, so നമ്മള് വീട്ടിൽ പോകുമ്പോ when we go to his house, you would have seen him, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He sits with us for 10 minutes, jokes, has fun, and then after some time he's missing because he's going and taking his books and he's studying music. In the plane, Viju and I will be watching movie, we'll be having fun. But then അങ്ങനെ എത്തി നോക്കുമ്പോ Dasamama will be sitting with his, iPad, and he'll be learning and practice. So I've watched this like since I was a kid. So I knew that, if you have to be a musician, you have to keep learning. That's what he also kept advising. Always be a student of music. Keep learning. Whatever happens is secondary. Whatever else happens is secondary. So keep learning. That will give you joy. And what better joy than just sitting at home and just practicing? There's no better joy than that, no?
Wow.
No?
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think if once you have realized the joy that really exists in practice, like you said, then it's not really practice. Like, it just becomes a way of life, like you rightly put it. Sure. Another thing that I wanted to ask you is about collaborations. Like we encourage a lot of our learners to collaborate. Of course, it's one thing you sit and learn everything by yourself. Taniya ukandhu practice panni adu oru vidhamana oru learning. But getting an opportunity to collaborate with fellow musicians like Bennett and Band, I know you guys have extensively collaborated, and you've also collaborated a lot with Alap, and so many friends. You guys come up with the thing, and I remember your tribute to Sushila Amma, a lot of legendary tributes that you did, where you really got in a lot of people, and it was so beautiful to see. Yeah. But yes, so many more to come, so we'll catch up. But I'm saying, tell us about that collaborative learning process. Like, what is what in your experience, what is that collaborations really taught you? Like, how important is it?
See, my collaborations have mainly happened because of the friendship that I share with these artists. So when I'm hanging out with them, some conversation comes up and, hey, let's do that. And then one song happens.
Yeah.
So definitely it is a learning process. Like, for example, even when I was doing, my own song, we'll be thinking in one line, but then when some other artist comes in, then they give some fresh new idea will come up. Right.
A new perspective, a new angle that you have not looked at. You will be singing it in the original way, but then they come and give it a twist.
Yeah.
And then it just opens up your entire creative space, right?
Yeah. Then we'll be like, oh, let's do that. And then slowly it starts building, no?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I think collaborations is also, sometimes I feel even my whole thing of learning the ukulele, playing the guitar, I don't think it would have really happened without Makka, of sorts. Like, they're like, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that.
So where is my collaboration with Makka? Makle, see, you have to know that I've been behind Makka for a long time now. I've been requesting to collaborate with them, but they've just not given me an opportunity, a date.
No. I think 2022.
Don't show your fraud side to your students in Pallikoodam.
We just need to I feel when we have somebody like you, Makka needs to gear up to do a collab with you. It's not like something that we can just casually do with people.
Okay.
We need to really pull ourselves together. இல்ல அதுதான் உண்மை. That's really true. I mean, congratulations to you. I think after ரொம்ப நாளைக்கு அப்புறம் we saw you on the ARR Dubai concert. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was so amazing.
I saw you live. You came live for our live breakfast.
I did, and I like when you guys call me Mr. Pallikoodam. I was like, yeah. Yeah, and you guys, like, I mean, it would be amazing, after 2 years, like a massive audience, live audience that you would have had at the expo and performing for them.
It was like a carnival. It was so beautiful. Did you go to the expo? Did you just go see it?
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
it's beautiful. It's so beautifully done. So from the stage, when you see, there are trees, and then there is this garden that
Hmm.
up and down.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what it's called. It's a flying garden or something.
Okay,
So
Flying Garden. Okay.
we can see these people go up and down. It's like a carnival atmosphere, full standing crowd, and
Wow.
just there to have fun kind of a crowd.
Yeah.
Very
So
nice it was.
amazing, amazing. And what I really want to know is about your stage mantra, because I know at least whatever little I know about you, I know you spend a lot of time preparing. I mean, you don't quite believe in just go there and go with the flow and all. No, I know Shway is all about getting everything in order. Prepare properly, go on stage. But I've never seen that on stage. Also, I've always been amazed by the way you come there with all smiles. You make it look so easy. Your stage persona is full of fun and smiles, and you're just so involved in the song. I love the way you express yourself on stage. So do you ever feel
True.
nervous? Do you
All
ever
the
feel nervous?
preparation till the stage. Once you enter that stage, then you just okay. Now just enjoy. Because you can't do anything about whatever happens on stage.
Yeah.
Just have fun. So that's why my stage persona is very chilled out. But then,
Okay.
you're very right. How do you know that I prepare? We've done one or two courses together. That's
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I think that was enough.
Yeah.
ஒரு பானை சோறுக்கு ஒரு சோறு பதம் I don't know what they call it. Like they say that, right? And it's so obvious. I mean, you put so much of focus and என்ன சொல்றது, ஒரு love and passion into it. So I thought that yeah, this has to be like, but on stage I don't see anything. You're like full of, you're just in the zone. So that's why I was.
Thankfully, thankfully, I got a band also, which Bennett also is in the same wavelength.
Mm,
He also loves to prepare well. He likes to practice. Definitely,
oh
he likes to
yeah.
practice before the show.
Mm,
Even I like to rehearse before a show. I don't like to just go on stage and
yeah.
just jamming. I mean, that is one
That's a
thing, but
small segment. Yeah.
right, getting the music right is so important. We don't want to just keep,
Wing
you
it.
know,
No, winging it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
that's so cool. But I like when you say that go there, practice everything until that point, and then just let go. இப்போ நீங்க வந்து அதான் அந்த ப்ரிப்பேர் எல்லாமே ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணணும். பட் அந்த அந்த மொமெண்ட் ஸ்டேஜுக்கு வந்தா அதை அப்படியே விட்டுட்டு அப்படியே க்ரௌடோட
அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஒன்னாயிடணும். இசையோட
Hey,
ஒன்னாயிடணும்.
it's a New Year show.
We did a New Year show. Yeah, how many years
Toothukudi,
back?
no?
Toothukudi.
Toothukudi.
Toothukudi. Exactly. I'm also
That's
reminded of
fun.
our
Good
of our
fun.
Mani sir song together. Pokiri.
Oh,
நீ
yeah.
முத்தம் ஒன்று கொடுத்தால் முத்தம். What fun, man. What fun. நீ முத்தம்
Yeah.
ஒன்று கொடுத்தால் முத்தமிழ். நீ வெக்கப்பட்டு சிரித்தால் செந்தமிழ். நீ பேசிய வார்த்தைகள் பைந்தமிழ். ஊஓ 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 ஊஓ. And then you remember நீதானா நீதானா என் நெஞ்சம் கேட்கின்றது.
Beautiful song, Deepu Chetnala.
Deep Chetanda, yeah. Sadhu Mirandal was the movie.
Yeah. Nijamdana, Nijamdana. Tara 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 nidana, nidana. Yeah.
That so many. I mean, so many. Oh, of course, Arigatayaro Padunundo
Okay, Uncle.
Ado Ende Manasano. What beautiful. Yeah, I think such lovely
Yeah.
songs we've got to do together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The whole world, I feel, இப்போ ரொம்ப மாறிட்டு இருக்கு. எஸ்பெஷலி மியூசிக் சீனை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நிறைய மாற்றங்கள் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. அண்ட் எல்லாருமே இன்னைக்கு வந்து இண்டிபெண்டன்ட் மியூசிக்கை ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்பேஸா கன்சிடர் பண்றாங்க. எஸ்பெஷலி மியூசிஷியன்ஸ் like us today. Of course, playback singing has been fun and a lot of interesting things happen in that space. So tell us about your independent endeavors. Like, what is there in the pipeline? What are your insights? Have you tried composing and writing, songwriting? What is your entire experience in that space?
I think, yes, I have evolved into, in the beginning, I just didn't have it in me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's part of evolution. If you have it, it's a part of that process. If you're a
Correct.
musician, at some point in time, you start getting music inside you. It
Correct.
starts coming out.
Correct.
So, yeah, I'm at that stage when I'm liking the tunes that are coming out of me,
Nice.
liking the tunes that are coming out of me. Uh, and I'm liking the process of laying down something and, laying down tracks and, you know, uh, creating, fruit from a seed. Oh my God.
Wow. Wow, Shway. Wow. Already I'm loving the
Okay.
poetry. I'm loving the thought, ideation. Yeah. Tell me.
Uh, yes, I have a few tunes ready. I'm waiting to, find the right producers to put it
Wow.
out.
That's awesome.
One is
That's
coming.
awesome.
One is coming in January.
Okay.
Republic Day. One song is coming. So
Lovely. So it's composed by Shway, written by Shway, produced by
no,
Shway.
it's
Okay.
composed by Shway, partly produced by Shway, written by a 15-year-old girl. It's an all girl team.
Wow. It's amazing to see how you have constant regular content that's coming up on YouTube. You know, even during the pandemic, like I know pandemic முன்னாடியே நீங்க
Because of
already
pandemic, it was constant.
but pandemicல கூட நிறைய I mean I there have been times when I've completely lost track of what's going on, but it is so inspiring also to see you like keep at it, stay focused even in a time like that and constantly put out content on YouTube. And நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி picking like really very interesting occasions, to bring content together, to bring artists together. Like I told you, the tributes that you have given, so how do you do this? Like how do you prepare this kind of a social media content, like the YouTube content? Like do you have a team, or how do you stay at it? Like how do you also time it like that? Because a lot of our learners, I'm sure, are also thinking about like how to enhance their
Yeah.
presence.
I've heard from the music business insiders that it's best to be constant at, putting out content, because then you'll have a constant stream of followers who are looking forward to something on your channel. So that's what people. So I was trying to be constant for as much as possible, as much as I could.
Mm.
And also, something has to trigger me to put out content. Something has to inspire me. Otherwise, I just don't feel like, I must be inspired to put that song out. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen to me. So, that inspiration also is important to me. But it is definitely advisable to put out content constantly at regular intervals.
And I must tell you at this point that I'm a huge fan of your Navaratri series. I mean, it was so beautiful
Oh,
to listen to you
thank
sing those classical
you.
songs, like 9 songs on 9 days, like and the precision with which you sang those songs. I was
Oh,
like,
thank you,
wow,
Ranjit.
blown
Thanks for
away.
watching. I mean, thanks for your time and watching. All thanks to my party teacher. She is the one who told me you have to do it. Uh,
Wow,
9 songs on 9 days. You have to do it, and you have to wear 9 saris. You have to be dressed well.
wow, wow.
Complete guidance from her. So all thanks to her. I
Yeah, I
did it,
think
but I really enjoyed it doing it. Even the process of decorating, the place and getting ready, getting dressed, wearing those 9 saris was really good. Felt really good.
Yeah, and of course, your editor was somebody that we were
Oh,
also
yeah.
regularly meeting with. And I should tell you that I in fact I got to listen to a couple of your couple of the renditions even there, when he was sitting on the
Ah,
edit and everything. And we were like blown away. We were like, wow, look at Shweta, like look at the precision.
ah.
And Alap will be like, hey, what are you saying? She's sending me fresh corrections, and I'm like, what? Idliye corrections are like so Shwe, that concept of perfection,
Yeah.
and to the extent that you
Our,
push it, it's unbelievable.
our friend Alap is one person who knows all my crankiness.
Yeah, I don't think our conversation can ever be complete without him.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he was just so sweet to just do it for me. I borrowed his camera.
Uh,
I just told him, hey, I need your camera for 2 days. Give it to me. I'll come and pick it up. I'll drop it off, take the videos from there, edit it, and give it to me.
wow.
ഞാൻ കനവിൽ കണ്ടൊരു കൺമണിയാണല്ലോ. Sing, I don't know the rest.
എന്നുള്ളു തുടിച്ചതും അവളെ കാണാനല്ലോ, ചെറുപൂങ്കുല പോലിവളാടുമ്പോൾ മോഹം, മൃദുമൗനം പോലും സംഗീതം, പേരെന്താണെന്നറിയില്ല,
ഊരെന്താണെന്നറിയില്ല.
നീ എന്റേതാണെന്നുള്ളം പാടുന്നു. ഓ
ആഹാ.
മുകിൽ കിനാവിൽ നിന്നും അവളി മണ്ണിലിറങ്ങിയ തൂമിന്നൽ, മഴത്തേരേറി വരും മിന്നൽ.
Beautiful. You sung lots of beautiful songs for Ausip Uncle, no?
Yeah. Lots. I think Azip Uncle has been like super kind to me, for giving me also like trusting me with
Beautiful
quite
song.
some nice, yeah, quite a few lovely songs.
But one is about like what you guys are speaking. I mean, like Ranjit said, I'm such a big fan of what you're doing on YouTube. And one thing that all our
Thank you.
learners have noticed is how consistent you are. Of course, whatever paved way for that consistency. But like you said, you have Shrestha at home, you're like going on shows, you're doing so much. Do you have a schedule or something like that? How do you go about plan? Because you also said you need to stay inspired. So how do you stay inspired, you know? Because you need to put out content, but you also need the inspiration. Like, how do you really balance the two? Do you have a plan for your YouTube? How does it work?
Actually, I have no plan for the YouTube content, but somehow some inspiration keeps coming. I don't know. I can't say this is what inspires me. It could be a conversation with a friend, with a colleague. Like today, something could have, when I think back on this conversation, I could have been inspired by something. So I can't say this is it, but something or the other comes up. And as you said, definitely I need to be on a schedule for things to work out. Otherwise, nothing will happen.
I've heard from so many of your friends about what a stringent vocal care process your mother has. And you are not very far from that, is what I've also heard. I don't know you that well, but this is something that all your friends from the industry talk about. So I would really love to hear a little bit about your very wonderful and very extreme vocal care measures.
You're absolutely right. My mom had a very stringent vocal care regime. She never used to talk much. So her talking was very less, but she used to, she loves laughing. She loves to be in the company of people. She loves to have fun. She likes to laugh. She loves that. So she has really controlled herself not to, hurt her voice too much, because laughing really, upsets the voice. So she never used to have, cold food. Now only she, goes out of the way. She has ice cream and all that now. But back then, I remember she used to be extremely careful about what she used to eat. She never had oily food. She never had spicy food. So all this was going on. And I'm only 50% of what she used. I do only 50% of what she used to do. Somebody was asking, I think Maithili Raman, somebody was asking on the group if I take classes. So I just wanted to say that this Pallikoodam is like, I think it's going to be the music school where you can modify and, get your talent,
Thank you.
you can explore your talent. Because Ranjith, I respect you for the musician that you are.
Thank you, Shwe. Thank you so much.
I'm sure this is going to go Pallikoodam. So
Like we're really looking forward to seeing, who the next bunch of learners who are really going to journey with us. And what I love about Ranjit is not just because he's a friend and a teammate, it's also because of the kind of effort and interest that he's so genuine about every piece of work that someone sends across to him, whether it's an assignment submission. Like he's never passively listening to anything. If he's giving it 5 minutes, they literally have all of his 5 minutes, no distractions. And that's something I really, really love about him. And he puts in so much effort into ensuring that he's able to work with them, into giving them like such valuable feedback, and trying to develop their skills further. And it's actually in that endeavor that we also wanted to speak to you, because one of the things that all of them ask is, how can we create, I mean, all of them want to be playback singers. I mean, it's a very common thing, but that aside, how to also create a niche for themselves using like digital media. But yeah, so they've had so many questions on digital media, and you were so inspiring for us to bring on board and sort of expand the learning, and like go beyond what like Ranjit can offer them, and also like sort of translate it into some of his friends and colleagues, and like inspiring people like you from the industry. And I think we're doing our best to give them how much ever
Yeah, I'm
learning we
sure
can.
Ranjit is going to be the most patient teacher that you can ever find.
Absolutely.
He's going to sit with you. I'm sure. I haven't even seen your classes, but I know this is what is happening. He's going to sit with you patiently till you get it better. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Yeah, I
absolutely
mean,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a
And
lot of fun.
and
I
he's
can
going
tell
to
you that.
inspire you to be a better musician, not just in what you want to be, but he's going to, he's going to expand your
Thank you,
thinking
Shweta.
and
Thank you. It's super sweet of you. Thank you so much. I like how I am getting all the attention on the live though. I think it was all the focus was on
no,
Shweta, but I
no. What needs to be said needs to be said.
thank you,
Yeah.
Shweta. Super sweet.
But,
Super sweet. Thank you
you
so
know,
much.
if I was not into, playback singing, and if I wanted to learn, I would join Pallikoodam.
Wow. Wow.
PaatuClass.